What's happening? It's Sir William. Today I'm in Columbia, South Carolina at Bash Fabrication. You guys have been worried for a while now about sliders not being equipped on Apple, and with good concern. I'll be honest, I've been somewhat concerned about it, but like that much. You really should have them. But to be completely honest with you, man, I just haven't needed them. Toyota has managed to put the right things in the right place to where every time I go off-road, for the most part, I would come down on different areas of the truck and not damage the truck. Although I have caused damage throughout the years, so sliders would have been a really nice addition. I've wanted to be involved in the making of the sliders, so I hooked up with Chad here at Bash Fabrication. He makes all sorts of things out of metal, and he can help me make some sliders, so let's go see how to make some sliders. Now, I could have made this really easy and gone on to Bash Fab's website, bought some pre-built bolt-on sliders, slapped them onto Apple, and then hit the trail. But like I said, I wanted to be involved in the making of the sliders. I also wanted them to be welded to the frame for super robustness. Chad told me he could hook me up with some sliders that he had laying around that he had made for a past project, and we won't tell Apple this, but they were actually made for a Jeep Compass. We started out by mocking up the main base of the slider here next to Apple to see that everything was going to fit, and then measure where we wanted to put the legs and how far they needed to be from the frame. Next, we headed over to the plasma table where we cut out the base plate for the legs to mount to the frame. We got the legs cut to the proper length and angle and then prepped them to weld them to the base plates. Then it was time to weld each leg to each base plate. Precise measurement is absolutely critical here because there's multiple legs on these sliders, and if one of them's off, then it throws the whole project off.
Yeah, those are for bolting to the Jeep, and these are going to be welded onto the 4Runner.
Gotcha.
So technically this plate can stay, and we can put the legs in between them and just get rid of this. But then you have these that are going to hang down. Put the sliders up, and we'll try to slam these up to it like that, and then we'll cut here and make it a gusset. So then I just need to cut this off, and that's going to be it.
We're going to cut this piece that is only necessary on those Jeep Compasses. We're going to cut this piece down and see what it looks like to maybe cover up the gap right there. After watching Chad have fun playing with some power tools, it was my turn to give it a shot. Whenever I do this, I'm just gonna have to, am I gonna need to touch the metal? Or?
Technically you're not supposed to.
Okay.
This isn't supposed to drag on the metal, so you want it to technically hover right above the material and just rest against the fence. It's a very thin fence, and it's gonna be kind of difficult. I just let it touch it. So, this tip is almost gone anyway, so it's fine.
But technically, you're supposed to let it rest right above it,
yeah,
just like this.
You want to kind of hold it 90 degrees from the material.
So
at least I try to. Yep, something like that. Because it'll grab and catch, the arc will touch you.
Something like this.
Yep. Yep. You just want to just make sure you stay down inside of it. Try not to cut my aluminum.
Yeah.
Alright, so you want to make sure all your sparks are shooting down. If they're coming back up at you, you're moving too fast.
Okay.
So you want to go slow enough that everything is shooting below and not
so it's
back
cutting
up.
through the
right.
metal. Okay.
And that's one of the hardest parts, is being smooth and consistent on the travel speed with these things.
And then the right gear would definitely work out.
I use one of those rubber
So the balance is the tough part, and kind of figuring out everything all at one time is tough.
We're not ready.
No, it recorded some. I just stopped it. Alright, so now we're actually dressed up in some shit that we should probably be wearing whenever we're doing this. That way I don't burn holes, but I can tell you now, and I'll take you through and show you, but I can tell you the little bits that I've done so far, there's nothing consistent about this at all. Chad's far faster at this than I am. But, at any rate, it's tough to find the balance between the speed, the pressure, and then the smoothness. So, going fast is easy, going slow is kind of tough if you want to keep it moving. So that's what I'm having trouble with, and I think that's just one of those things that you'll get over time as you do this. I think that's probably something that would improve, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so basically if you want to learn how to get better at this, you just got to keep on doing it, and we got a lot to keep on doing, so I'm going to go ahead and do it.
aluminum is still intact.
So, as the theme of the other self-built things that I've had on the 4Runner, it looks like Dr. Seuss cut it, but I think we can make it do.
Yeah, big fire.
I've been told throughout the years that the first thing you get good at in metal fabrication is grinding, and after making these jagged cuts, I can definitely see that being the case. So, it's time to break out the grinder and make these things look halfway decent. So because these were made for a different vehicle, we're actually not going to use these pieces on the back side of these sliders or that top piece that we already cut off. We're actually going to cut them in a diagonal and then use them as additional gussets to the legs, and that'll actually provide a lot more support too. It's safe to say these are probably going to be stronger than just about any of the other sliders you're going to be able to get for a 4Runner. After cutting the gussets in, it was time to finally attach the legs to the main part of the sliders. Now that the sliders are fully welded up and assembled, it's time to prep them and paint them. So before the experts get involved and start telling us how we failed to properly prep and do all that, you're probably right. So all we're doing here is just trying to make sure that paint will stick to it relatively decent. This isn't going to be a Picasso piece of work right here. This is like built for a purpose, and I plan on these things getting bashed up pretty good, which means I'm gonna end up just having to spray them some more anyway. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just trying to get some paint to stick. That's all we're trying to do here, but you do still need some prep. So I'm gonna wipe it down relatively decent with some acetone here, and that's it. Call her good, you know. And then I'm gonna do some Dr. Seuss style painting on it, and that's about all we'll do for this thing here. Trying to bring out my artistic qualities, you know what I mean? Shall we begin? Well, you guys can't see it, but man, this thing's drying up really nice. It looks really good. You guys will, well, here, take a look at it in the daylight. Now that the sliders are painted and ready to go, it's time to prep the frames so they can be welded on. The hardest part about this step to me was finding out how to position myself correctly to where, one, I was getting the job done effectively, and two, not slinging sparks all over my face. I think this is just one of those skills that you acquire over time. After prepping the frame fully, it was time to permanently attach sliders to Apple, and I'll leave this part to the professionals because there's no going back after this. Since getting these rock sliders installed on Apple, I've bashed them on every type of terrain imaginable as I've wheeled all around the United States from East Coast to West Coast, and they've held up phenomenal. They've been a fantastic additional piece of armor to Apple, and I wish I would have done it years ago, as it's gave me great peace of mind as I'm out on the trail. Huge shout out to Chad over at Bash Fab. He does phenomenal work. Check out bashfabrication.com for all your metalwork needs, whether or not it's a custom project or just some simple bolt-on sliders. He can get you covered at bashfabrication.com. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to follow my adventures, and until next time, you guys keep hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit, and remember, you can be happy if you've a mind to. Peace, y'all.